ॐ हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः, व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः, स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सहना भवतु, सहनौ भुनक्तु, सह वीर्यं करवावहै, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विशदे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। तपोभिः क्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते। वर्स नंबर 30। निषिध्य निखिलोपाधिन नेति नेतीति वाक्यतः विद्याद् ऐक्यं महावाक्यैः जीवात्म परमात्मनोः। जीवात्मनो परमात्मनोः विद्यात् ऐक्यम। Adi Shankaracharya is telling Vidya, may you know what is to be known. Aikyam. So last time we saw there are two types of the sadhanas are there. One is called Bahiranga sadhana, other is called Antaranga sadhana. Vivek, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatak, Sampatti, Mumukshutvam, these four are called Bahiranga sadhana. External qualities to be developed. Same way, once we get the Vivek and Vairagya, that's not going to give you knowledge. And therefore, what we have to do? Antaranga sadhana, Aatmavare, Drashtavyaha, Shrotavyaha, Mantavyaha, Nididhyasitavyaha. So Atma is to be seen. Sin means to be known. But how to know? Shrotavyaha. So to be listened to, Mantavyaha, to be reflected upon, to Nididhyasitavyaha, to be contemplated upon. So what is Shravana? Shravana generally we translated listening to. But that is the dhatu meaning. That is the literal meaning of the word Shravana. But in Vedanta, Shravana is a technical term. It has its own meaning. So what is Shravana? Shadlinga Tatparya Nirnaya. Tatparya Nirnaya. We need to conclude something. But based on what? So therefore, by Shravana, we try to understand the object which is being taught by Guru. And how will you decide that? As Shankaracharya says, Aikyavakyam. How can you say this Vedanta is a sentences? Mahavakya, he understands. Plural is there. There are so many sentences that there, which are talking about the oneness between the Jiva and the Paramatma. So that conclusion, Tatparya, the purport of the Vedanta is to be decided. And it's very important. Understand? Same thing is there in Bhagavad Gita. Somebody said Gita is talking about bhakti, somebody said Gita is talking about karma, somebody said Gita is talking about bhakti, knowledge, karma, and different people have different aspects. But what is the purport? What is the purpose? What is the goal of Bhagavad Gita teaching? That we decide through the Shravana. Teacher teaches that way that we can understand. And therefore, Shravana is very important. But as we saw that, Shravana is listening to. Now, there are two aspects are there in our life. One is called karma, actions. Second is knowledge. Action means you decide. Karmani eva tavadhikara. You have a say over your own action. So you decide. That is called Purusha Tantra in Shastra. That means Purusha means the human being. Shankaracharya always tell whenever there is a Manushya word is there, karma adhikari, understand. So Manushya is one, human being is one who has a say over its own action. What you want to do, what you don't want to do, what you want to do differently. That means action depends on you. What kind of action you are going to perform is you are going to decide. Whether you want to cook now or you want to cook later. You want to go to market or you want to cook. You decide. But when it comes to knowledge, it doesn't depend on your will. You're not going to decide. Knowledge is called Vastu Tantra. It depends on the Tantra means depend. It depends on the object. That means your will, your free will has no role to play in this knowledge. Generally, we think, no, Swamini ji, I decide and I see. I decide and I eat. I taste. No. Which Swamiji used to tell that you want to understand what is this Vastu Tantra. It doesn't depend on your will, your free will. It happens. That's why in English we get knowledge takes place. It doesn't ask you. But action, you decide. So, Pujya Swamiji used to tell that you are going in the garden or you are passing through the gutter. When you are going in the garden, there are a lot of flowers are there. In Bharat, if you see, it's a tropical country. There are a lot of flowers are there, which are very fragrant flowers, like mogra, even rose. So when you pass through this, you get the smell of mogra. If you pass nearby the gutter line, what happens? Your wheel has no role to play, understand? It happens. If you are in the garden, you are going to smell the flower, the fragrant, the sweet fragrant. And sweet fragrant flowers are there, then the sweet fragrance is going to be there. And you are going to smell it. If you are passing by the gutter, you are going to smell this methane gas is there. But do you decide that, okay, let me smell? No. Wheel has no role to play when it comes to the knowledge. Similarly, Shravanam means what? It's a knowledge. Through ears, you are listening to me. You are listening to the teacher. Only decision, you only free will is up to coming to the class. You sit in the class. Up to that point, your free will is there. Once you sit here, you are listening to me. There is no free will, understand? That's why Shravana takes place. Your free will has no role to play. And therefore, Pujya Swamiji used to tell that when you sit to listen to the Shastra, your will has to be freed. You have to suspend your will. That is where difficulty is. Whatever you are listening to the teacher, generally this is what happened. That we comment, oh, this was nice. Oh, why she's telling this? No, this is not proper what she's telling. So that means what? Still your free will is active. Shravanam means you are aligning your buddhi with the buddhi of teacher. Your free will has no role to play. And that is called Shravana, understand? It has to be Vastu Tantra, not Purusha Tantra. But it takes time. Because so many things are going on in our brain, so many things are coming up in our mind. And therefore, we develop that kind of the capacity to listen to the teacher, where we have a capacity to suspend our free will and accept what is being said, what is being told by Guru. And therefore, Shravanam is a technical term. You don't have any role to play. When you are not playing any role, that means what? See, this is beautiful. That means you don't have to do anything. You just sit there with Shraddha and listen to it. But because, as in third chapter, Bhagavan says, Nahi kasyit kshanamapi jatu tishtati akarmati. Without performing action, we are not able to sit for a moment. Whether it is a physical activity or watching through speech or mental activity. Because there are three means of actions are there. Kayika, Vachika, Manasa. And therefore, three karmas are there. Physical karma, then speech, and then mind. Now, when we are doing Shravanam, when we sit for the Shravanam, what happens? When we are sitting for the Shravanam, our mental activity has to be suspended. And therefore, that Shravanam means you don't have any mental activity, which takes time. Because when we are listening to somebody first time, few times we are going to make an particular opinion about that speaker. Our mind tries to taste the speaker. How he's speaking, how she is speaking, what he is telling, what kind of the words the person is using. And therefore, in the beginning, when we start the Shravana, Shastra Shravana, still our mind is active. And so, as there is a cricket commentary, while listening, there is a commentary going on in our mind. So, as long as that free will is active, this commentary goes on. But once there is Shraddha, once there is a Vivairagya, we totally surrender to the words of the teacher. That's why in Gita also, so many times Bhagavan says, Shrunu. Shrunu means, may you listen to me. That means, you don't comment on this. As last time we saw, that means what? We have to have that Satya Buddhi Avadhara. We say, whatever is being said, whatever is being taught by the teacher is Satya. Once that Shraddha is there, then the Shravana starts. Shravana takes place only once the person develops this Shraddha. Total surrender. Therefore, I always tell the Shamadhi Shatak Sampatti, what we say, the six-fold qualities. But Shankaracharya uses the word Sampatti. Look at this word. Sampatti means wealth. So these six-fold qualities are called the wealth, Sampatti. Why? Because this is the wealth we need to develop in our mind. We need to develop in our personality. Then only we will be qualified to listen to the Shastra. So, the sixfold wealth actually is a Vairagya. Shamaha means what? Develop the Vairagya towards our own thinking. Dhamma, developing Vairagya towards the enjoyment of these five objects through the senses. Shamaha, Dhammaha, Titiksha, Titiksha. Develop the Vairagya towards the body. Uparatihi. Develop the Vairagya towards the action. We have so much Shraddha, so much trust in the action. We need to develop that Vairagya, this dispassion towards the action. In Upadeshtaram, therefore, Raman Maharshi start with that only. Karma kim param, karma tajjadam. This action is not going to help you. Why? Karma tajjadam. It is inert. It is anitya. It is not permanent. So whatever we are going to get the result of the action also is not going to be nitya, not permanent. But when we have a mumukshutva, when we want to know, when we want to have a moksha, we have to develop uparati, we have to develop the vairagya towards this action. And then Shraddha. Shraddha means what? You develop the vairagya towards your own thinking, buddhi. Samadhanam, chitta aikagram, single pointedness. That means you develop the capacity to think, to think on one object for length of time. The single pointedness we have to develop. Because our mind has the capacity to jump from one object to another object. But in our life, we need this. When we are living life, we need this kind of the mind. It's not a useless mind. Understand this properly. Multitasking is required when we are living our life. Mind has to jump from one object to another object. That is the life. But when it comes to the Shastra, when it comes to the self-knowledge, we have to develop that capacity that we can ponder upon one object for length of time. And therefore, that means you develop vairagya for jumping from one object to another object. So when we develop this total vairagya in our personality, then we have this capacity to suspend the free will. That means there is no commentary going on. So Swamiji used to give another example. When husband is driving car or driver is driving the car, what happens? There is somebody sitting on the back seat, or wife is sitting next seat, or owner is sitting in the back seat. Keeps on commenting. It's okay, slow down. No, turn left side. That means what? You don't trust driver. And therefore, you keep on commenting how he has to drive, where he has to stop. But once you trust the driver, you don't have to comment anything. You know what he is doing and how he is driving. Similarly, once we trust the teacher, when we have a Shastra Shraddha. Therefore, when Bhagavan says Shraddhavan labhate gnanam, what is that Shraddha? It's not the Shraddha, oh, I believe in Bhagavan. I pray to Bhagavan every day. Bhagavan is not talking about that Shraddha in Bhagavad Gita. Here the Shraddha means what? There are three things are there in Shraddha. You have a Shraddha in the words of Shastra. You have a Shraddha in the teaching of the teacher. Not only that, you need to have a Shraddha on yourself. If you don't trust yourself, you are not going to gain knowledge. Though Shastra is talking about oneness, teacher is teaching about the oneness, but you need to have trust on yourself. Yes, I have a capacity. I can understand this. Because generally from the childhood, we have developed this. I always tell these parents of the young children, if you see these parents, if some of you are here with the having kids, you see, you observe yourself for 24 hours. How many times you are telling no to your children? Anything child, no. Mom, can I have chocolate? No. So that means what? From the childhood, we are banged with this no. Anything. Can I go for game? No. Later on you go. So for food or for game or for talking or for the friends, what words come out of the parents? No. Even the child, I've seen this. The child gets up and walks. Where are you going? Why you are going? Sit here. What is this? That means you are feeding the mind of this young mind of the child that whatever you do is wrong. Whatever you decide is wrong. And therefore, slowly we have developed this, that whenever we do something, we need validation from somebody else. Because we don't trust ourselves. Understand this? The validation. Somebody has to say, yes, this is right. Then I feel okay. Whatever I have decided is okay. And therefore, even though we trust Shastra, we trust teacher, we don't trust ourselves. And therefore, the Shraddha, you trust yourself. Yes, I am capable of doing this. So, in the child's mind, we have to develop that capacity. Okay, he is able to do this. He is capable of doing this. So, when we are listening to the scriptures through teacher, we have a trust in ourselves. Yes, I can understand what is being taught. So that is called Shravana. So in Shravana, we trust the Shastra Pramanam. Main thing is that Shastra Pramanam is there. Once we are listening to the Shastra, and we have a trust and in the Shastra as a Pramanam. Pramanam means what? Means of knowledge. Pramakaranam Pramanam. So once that Pramanam is there, once we start listening to the Shastra, we have a lot of questions in our mind. Why? It is called Prameya Shankar. You doubt what is being taught. Here, it is being taught as Aikya. Jivatma Paramatmanoho Aikya. The oneness between you and the Ishwar. Now, there also what? How can I be Ishwara? I don't think I am Ishwara. It's called Prameya Shankar. And therefore, we need Mananam. We have to reflect upon this, what is being taught. That reflection upon this, what is being taught, slowly resolves all kinds of the doubts in our mind. Therefore, this logic also is required. Tarka. Through tarka, through the example, we resolve all these doubts. Called mananam. Once that is there, pramana shanka is removed, then shravana is going on. Then prameya shanka, the doubt regarding the oneness is being removed. Then what? Nididhyasitavyaha. Why? Because there is a habitual error. To remove that habitual error, we need to contemplate upon the self. In Sanskrit, though Swamiji has given this word habitual error, the Sanskrit word is viparita bhavana. Viparita means that which is opposite to be what is being taught. The oneness is being taught, but what is my understanding or what is my feeling is opposite to it. Why? Because from so many births, we are taking ourselves as this body. Body, mind, sense complex. And therefore, we have to have contemplation on the self. That is what in 6th chapter, whole 6th chapter, though we call it a dhyanam, it is not meditation, it is a contemplation. Atma samstam manakritva nakinchidapi chintaye. And so, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Through the Nididhyasanam, we remove all habitual error. And so, here, Mahavakyaihi, understand? Aikyam Vidyat, Shankaracharya says, may you know this oneness through the Mahavakya, but in that, we have to develop this. Shravanam tu guroho purvam mananam tadanantaram nididhyasanam iti etat purnabodhasya karanam. To have this knowledge, these three things are required. Shravanam, manana, nididhyasana. So, but in that Shravanam, what we have to do? Neti neti vakyataha. What we have to do? Whatever we have taken as I, we have to negate all of them. Understand? Not removing. Negation is required. And therefore, the Shankaracharya uses the word Nishidya Nikhila Upadhin. We are not going to remove the body. We are not going to remove the mind. We are not going to stop thinking of the mind. It is called negation. Negation means what? Nishidya means negation. Negation means what? You see clearly that this is not the self. Though body is there, but there is no more I sense or my sense in this body. Though indriyas are perceiving the objects, you don't have that I sense in that. Indriyani indriyarthabhyah vartante iti matva nasaj. Indriyas are receiving the objects. I am not involved in any of them. Similarly, mind is thinking, it's fine. Though mind is thinking, I am not involved in this thinking. I am the sakshi, witness of the thinking of the mind. So through this, what we are doing? We are negating all this I sense and my sense from this upadhi. Nikhila upadhi means all upadhi. Entire upadhi, body, mind, sense complex everyone we have to see clearly. In Nishidya, in negation, the Sanskrit word is called Badhita. Badhita means what? You have no more reality for this object. We already saw that when we are seeing sunrise, we know there is no reality. Why? Because sun is not rising and sun is not setting at all. So we are experiencing the sunrise. Though we are experiencing the sunrise, we are negating the sunrise. Called Badhita Gnana. Similarly, here also, though we are living in this body, though we are performing action, though we are perceiving objects, though we are thinking, we are not involved in any of them. Naiva kinchit karomiti. Understand? I'm not performing any action. Senses are going in their own objects and they are perceiving objects. I am the witness of them. That means slowly we develop this negation. Neti neti vakyataha. Through the sentences of the Shastra, neti nati, not this, not this. See, that is what the Nirvan Shatakam is. Mano buddhi hankar chittani naham. Each one we have to see clearly. 5 senses, 5 pranas, 5 karmendriyas, sense of actions. So through this negation, we are doing what? Negation means badhita. Though we are experiencing, though we are performing action, we can say, I am not performing any action. Therefore, Shankaracharya says, this is how we develop this. Nahamidam, nahamidam. I am not this body. I am not sensing. I am not mind. I am not thinking. I am not thoughts. I am not intellect. So each one we have to do. Once we develop this neti neti, then what? We develop that I am not this body. Adhyaropa apavadaha. Shastra is telling we have adhyarmin, we have superimposed all this body on Atma, the self. Now what? We are negating them. But by negating, what will happen? Okay, I will understand the Aikya. But there is a problem. Why? Nano adhyaropapada upassaram mahavakya shravana manana nididhyasanaihi jiva paraikyam ratavimipit upadishtam. Though you are telling that this is being taught, that there is a oneness between the jiva and Paramatma. But when you say this adhyaropa is being negated, the superimposition is being negated, we have to have that one by one. Kramena anugruhnati, neti neti vakyena yadva. Each one we have to see. That's why I always tell, when we say that rope and snake, it is very simple, understand. But it is not that simple when it comes to ourselves. Each one separately we have to see clearly. And therefore, what Shankaracharya is going to do? Each one he is going to take up. Vakyena sarva upadi nirasanam krutva. So now next verse, Shankaracharya is talking about this sharira, this body. How we have to see this body. Though we are living in this body, though we are performing action through this body, though we are transacting in this world, what is our understanding? And therefore, next verse, we'll read the verse 31. Avidyakam shariradi drashyam budbudvaksharam. Avidyakam shariradi drashyam budbudavaksharam. Etat vilakshanam vidyat. Etat vilakshanam vidyat. Aham brahmeti nirmalam. Aham brahmeti nirmalam. So, this is the Shravana. In the Shravana, during the Shravana, this is what happens. Avidya kamsha shariradi. Shariradi. Body, etc. are what? Drashyam. This is how we have to think. Shankaracharya is giving us the method of thinking. Avidyakam. This beautiful word, understand? Body, etc. are the object, drashyam, object. And it is what? Avidyakam. It is born of ignorance. This body is there because of what? Because of the ignorance. We get this body because of the karma. But we perform the karma because of what? And that's what the Shankaracharya is a very nice word is that avidya kama karma. Generally, this is our understanding that because of our karma, we are born in this body. Called prarabdha karma. Once this prarabdha karma is over, from our deposited actions, sanchita karma, new body will be developed and we will live in that body. But Vedanta says, why these karmas are there? We are performing action because of what? Because of the desire, kama. Because of the desire, we are performing the action. Now, Vedanta is asking one more question. Why there is a desire? We don't need to remove desire, understand. We have to see the cause of desire. Bhagwan in Gita says nice word about it. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman. Look at this. Nice adjective for the desires. What is the cause for the desire? Sankalpa prabhavan kama. Sarvan tyaktu. All desires are prabhavan. Born of what? Sankalpa. This Bhishma Pitama. We all know the story of Bhishma Pitama. He took the vow of brahmacharya, Ajivan brahmacharya, for sake of his father. And he took the vow also to protect the kingdom, Hastina. Now, when he wants to fulfill these two promises, two vows. He cannot afford to have desires. Therefore, there is nice verse is there, where Bhishma Pita is telling to the desire. Kama janami te moolam. Oh desire, I know the cause of you. Look at it. Kama janami te moolam. Sankalpa kila jayate. You are born because of the sankalpa. Any sankalpa you take, desire is going to be there. And therefore, what I'm going to do? Naham sankalpayishyami. I'm not going to entertain any kind of the sankalpa. Tena tvam jayase, because of which you will born. So I'm not going to do any sankalpa. Now, what is sankalpa? Sankalpa means you say this is favorable, this is not favorable. This is happiness, this is unhappiness. We ourselves decide. We ourselves take this sankalpa, decision, and then we work for it. But if you don't have any kind of the sankalpa, sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudastadochyate. Who is yoga ruda? Who has gained this knowledge? Sarva sankalpa sannyas. One who has given up all kinds of the sankalpa. Why? Because Bhishma Pitama said, because you are born because of the sankalpa, I'm not going to make any sankalpa. That means karma is there, action is because of the desire is there because of the sankalpa. You have taken some decision in your life, and because of that decision, because of these thoughts, there is a desire. Oh, this mango is excellent. Sankalpa. Then what? You desire for that mango. And then you perform an action to gain that mango. But if you don't have any sankalpa, this is good, this is bad, this is fine, this is not fine, this is comfortable, this is not comfortable, this is favorable, this is not favorable. And so many types of the sankalpas are there in our life. But basic is what? This kama, this desire. The basic sankalpa for this desire is what? In Pujya Swamini's word, it is called fundamental problem. There are three basic sankalpas are there about ourselves. What is that? I am mortal, I am ignorant, I am unhappy. Once you have these three, I am dukhi, I am martyah, I am agnani, over. I am mortal when I say, that means what? I want to get rid of the mortality. I am ignorant. I want to get rid of ignorance. I am dukhi. I am unhappy. I am sorrowful. I want to get rid of this. That's called desire. But the sankalpa about ourselves is there. That is the basic problem. The external world sankalpa is not that much problem as much the sankalpa of the oneself is there. And therefore, this sankalpa that I am mortal, this is a basic sankalpa understand of the self. But why this sankalpa is there? What is the cause of this sankalpa? Do you understand it? The karma is there. Because of karma, there are birth and death. Why karma is there? Because desire, kama is there. Why the desire is there? Because this sankalpa is there. But there is something very clear. That which is your own nature, you don't oppose it. You don't have a non-acceptance for that. Fire cannot say, I'm tired of this heat. Because Ushnata, the heat is the nature of the fire. Sun cannot say, I'm tired of this light. Because light, prakasha, the light is the nature of the sun. Water is not tired of its coolness, because coolness is the nature of the water. Similarly, when you are not accepting something, you are opposing something that cannot be your nature. You don't like to be mortal. You don't like to be ignorant. You don't like to be unhappy. That means it is not your nature. Okay, that's not my nature because I'm opposing. But then why did I have this kind of the decision about me? Avidya, ignorance, understand? Avidyakam. All this is born of avidya. The main cause of all this is what? Ignorance. Sharira is there because of the action, karma. Karma is there because of the kama, desire. Desire is there because of the sankalpa. Sankalpa is there because of the ignorance of the self. The ignorance of the self is there. That is what in 5th chapter Bhagavan said, Agnane navrutam gnanam tena muhyanti jan. All this mukhi moha, superimposition, adhyaropa is there because of the ignorance. And therefore Shankaracharya start with this one, avidyakam shariradi drishyam budbhutavaksharam. All these shariradis are born of the ignorance. Once the ignorance is being removed through Shravanam, what happens? Budbhutavaksharam etat vilakshanam vidyadaham brahmeti nirmalam. Once through Shravana we understand that I am not this because they are what? Budbhutavaksharam. Like the bubbles, understand? It is what? Ksharam. The bubble of the water, how long it's going to be there? Little bit of the air also can break it. And therefore, this from the standpoint of this eternal time, our body is what? Like a bubble of the water. Because we are seeing this time scale according to human life, we think, oh, I'm going to live 100 years. From the standpoint of the Brahmaji, we are what? Nothing. Kshana Bhangura. It is called Kshana Bhangura, means every moment it is breaking. Every moment is changing. And therefore, through Shravana, we take this decision, we understand this, etat vilakshanam vidyat. I am completely opposite to this. Vilakshana means what? Completely different. Why? This body is constantly changing. I am what? I am nirvikari. We already solved this. There is impurities in the mind, in the body. I am what? Nirmalam, pure. I am pure conscious. That consciousness is Brahman, Aham Brahmeti. So, through this understanding, by removing the ignorance, we understand that I am pure consciousness, completely opposite to this body. So, through this process of thinking, we can establish into this knowledge of the self. Next, Shankaracharya is going to talk about the Mananam that we'll see tomorrow. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amrutangamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om Hari